The most respected newsman in Australia comes to Australia's news channel. From Monday, June 29, Sky National News with Jim Waley. News with experience.
I'm really passionate about what I do. I don't like to get things wrong. I don't like to miss stories. Sky National News will focus on national and international news, and that of course includes business, sport and weather. That means I won't have a chance to see the copy beforehand. And that's yet another filter that we haven't got.
I mean, that's where you have to depend upon
exactly
what I'm Brutus and me. And if we don't do it well, then we'll hear about it.
I have to say that rarely have I seen such journalistic talent as David Spears. He's a political correspondent and editor right up there with the best of the best, and I don't say that lightly.
Oh, fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. Fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. Well, again, fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate.
Well, David, I've got to say, you're really putting your stamp on these longer interviews.
I love them, Jim.
Yeah.
It's great to have that length of time. A lot of the time, as you know, in TV, you've got to stick to a 5-minute or even a 10-minute interview can be a luxury, but here we got 30 minutes, 40 minutes to spend with someone. You really get to get a better idea of what makes them tick. It's great.
Now, what can I say about Sky News political coverage? Well, firstly, it's carved a niche all its own. The Sky Canberra Bureau is arguably the best.
Ash, what do you reckon about it?
It's the team setting the political agenda, literally. Sky's agenda programs twice a day. What else do they do? The ability to go live to news conferences and major announcements, instant analysis and access, interviews with the major players as it happens.
Turnbull was to go under a bus. Who would be next in line? Not Peter Costello, it seems. Could it be our guest today? Shadow Treasurer Joe Hockey, thanks for joining us. Are you now the next in line?
Well, I'm not so sure it's good to be here, David, after that introduction.
It's said in, genuine kindness.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
You really don't need to have a degree in business or commerce to tap into and understand the wealth of information on the Business Channel. Let's see what they're dealing with at the moment. The stock market, the glable economic meltdown, debt, superannuation, and some basic plain English analysis. That's all we need. For anyone with the slightest interest in business, the Business Channel is, I believe, in a field of its own.
The day that the share market started crashing in January last year was the actual day that we went on air, and that was the first time we really realised we were in crisis, because it then fell for 10 straight days, and that was our first 10 days on air.
And the Astra Award goes to Global Financial Crisis, Sky News Business Channel. Oh boy.
But this is the most powerful show of popular dissent since the revolution itself. And it's also in danger of becoming the most bloody. Tim Marshall, Sky News, Tehran.
International news. Well, it's going to be part of our backbone. We're not promising the world, rather the main news of the world. Too often we seem to be mesmerised by what's happening locally in our backyard, when much of what happens internationally has really a major bearing on Australia. There are many powder keg situations around the world, not least the global economy, and we have the resources to cover it. And if it's happening now and it's a major story, we'll just go live to it and explain what's happening, and we'll stick with it.
Let's go live to Sky's political editor Adam Bolton, who's at Downing Street. Adam.
Yes, extraordinary development as the polls close.
BSkyB's coverage of the British political crisis is and has been second to none. Adam Bolton is the man. He's in a field of his own when it comes to political editors in Britain. He's quite a character, he's big, he's very authoritative. And he not only has the contacts, but he also has the experience and is able to explain the ins and outs and all the intrigue, the personalities, politicians, and of course the peccadillos, with quite a unique flair. What's more, he's engaging and a great communicator, so I'm looking forward to his contributions. He'll be talking to us live from London on Sky National News.
Jim, welcome to Sky News. It's fantastic to have you on board. Welcome to Downing Street, welcome to London. I'm Adam Bolton, does a lot of the politics over here. Now, as I'm sure you know by now, Sky News really has two hubs, the one in the Northern Hemisphere, based around the UK, and then of course the one with you down in the Southern Hemisphere. We've been going in all for about 20 years. We were the second 24-hour news service in the world, the first in English, considering the other one was CNN. And since then, we've expanded. We've got bureaus in Africa, in Asia, in America, in the Middle East, in almost every corner of the world. But Jim, really, all the best with Sky News and the new show. I look forward to talking to you and discussing what's going on in this hemisphere.
Rugby League's State of Origin has been thrown into turmoil with revelations that one of Queensland's star players has contracted swine flu. A source close to the Maroons camp has told Sky News that Bulldogs prop Ben Hannett came down with the symptoms last week just after the first Origin game.
This swine flu is a bit of a problem, isn't it? You've been on top of it.
Yeah, we certainly have, and I think that the sporting community underestimated the swine flu, and it had crept in under the radar, so to speak, particularly with contact sports such as the NRL, the AFL and the Wallabies. And I had a call from a source inside the Queensland camp telling me that one of their players had caught the swine flu. Naturally, a very big story with massive ramifications for the professional sport in Australia. We broke the story, we ran with it, and other news agencies took at least 2 hours to catch up with what we were doing of what is now a very big story and a very big problem for sport in Australia.
In South Africa, a rare win for the Wallabies to keep their Tri-Nation hopes alive.
Why am I doing this? Well, it's the challenge. I love a challenge. And I believe Sky National News is the next stage of the evolution of Sky News.
1 minute on air, studio.
Item 1, bridge collapse is done.
Yep.
JW studio, please.
Coming.
Jim, Spearsy online too for you just now.
Thanks. David, we're the only ones with this? All right, off the top.
30 seconds.
Stand by.
Change of plans, guys. David has an exclusive, so now we'll be going live to Canberra first.
15.
Does Jim, do you need a script?
No, that's fine.
10 seconds on air.
I'm in Canberra now.
7.
Camera's up on over 6.
5. 2. 1. On you.
Good evening. In breaking
From
news
Monday, June 29, Sky National News with Jim Waley. News with experience.